What's up guys, Shane O'Mac back again for Reef Lounge TV. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at this tank here. This is a tank that we took down for a client who was moving to a new state. He was getting out of the hobby for a little bit, and they had gotten busy lately and the tank had been a little bit neglected. So we went ahead and took everything down for them, actually brought it over here to the store and added it to our wall of displays here. When we first set this tank up, all of these acros here were completely browned out. We had customers coming in asking, what's wrong with this tank? Why do they look like this? Are they dead? Well, short answer is a couple of them were. A couple of them didn't bounce back. Some did partially like that one, but for the most part, we've really gotten a lot of our colors back here the last couple of weeks. You can see the pinks here on this one coming back. Pinks here. Nice blues. Our caps came back, Setosa. All the Montes kind of came back first, but the acros over the last couple of weeks have been quick to follow. Got this Colorado Sunburst anemone here. It came in with it. I swear for the first week we had it, it was only 2 or 3 inches. Now it's a good 8 inches and has this shape to it, like it's really thinking about splitting here soon. Got nice full tentacles on this side, kind of a little funky situation going on over there. Really nice old school leather coral here too, which you don't see very often with the orange base and the bright pink tips. Definitely pretty cool, and just a nice way to show people that, especially with SPS, things can look like they're kind of on their way out, but as long as you give them proper conditions and kind of correct whatever created those issues in the first place, they can be pretty resilient. A lot of people come in here with kind of preconceived notions that SPS are for super advanced reef keepers only. They're some of the hardest corals that you can keep. And in some respects, that's true in some ways. Certain situations, they can be a little bit less forgiving than other corals. But on the flip side, you can almost kill them. They can sort of almost go dormant for a while, and then sometimes come back with a vengeance, and sometimes even brighter colors than before they browned out. I always tell people, brown, there's still a chance. Hang on to it, give it some TLC, see if you can bring it back. Once they turn white and the tissue has actually been stripped from the skeleton, there's really no coming back for those ones. I like to, as soon as I see that happening, I like to start fragging immediately, try to salvage the pieces that don't have any tissue loss. A lot of times they will grow back, whereas the ones that have already, had a little bit of recession starting, that'll just kind of continue over time. But yeah, I didn't really have too much to say for this video. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on this tank and show you kind of the progress that we're making. Again, we're not all the way there yet. There's some of these you can see here that still have a good ways to go. But I'd say 75–80% of the corals in this tank have already or are on their way to making a full rebound, which is pretty cool. This is the Red Sea Reefer 250. I believe it is a 65-gallon aquarium. So this is a lot of times people come in, maybe haven't had a tank before or haven't had a reef tank, and they'll ask, what's a good size to start out with? Back in the day, we used to always recommend a good old 55-gallon for everybody. It was kind of that standard all-glass American, oceanic type, 4-foot-long, 55-gallon tank. Kind of long, a little bit more narrow. But 55 gallons is just the right amount of water volume to where things get a little bit easier as far as stability goes. So nowadays that we have kind of more of these packages, whether it be Waterbox, Red Sea, Cade, any of these other aquarium companies that do the stand, the sump, the tank, kind of everything all in one. This, if I could recommend any tank to a beginner, I would probably recommend this tank 10 times out of 10, the Red Sea Reefer 250. You really can't go wrong. It's awesome dimensions, 3-foot-long tank, gives you a good amount of depth, but not too deep. And just a really cool footprint to be able to do kind of whatever it is that you want to do. It's tall enough to give you a zone of high flow at the top, and you can keep more of your LPS and soft corals at the top. Or you can do, super high flow, turbulent tank, do all SPS, or you can do a low energy tank and do all LPS and softies. Just really gives you a lot of, real estate to play in, but something that's also not too overwhelming for a beginner. and it's going to give you just that right balance of small enough water volume to manage easily as far as dosing, water changes, that type of thing, but also large enough water volume to give you that added stability that can be a struggle for people sometimes with nanos. A lot of times people think, oh, I want a new tank or I want to get into saltwater. Let me just start off small first. And it can oftentimes be easy to explain, or difficult rather, to explain to them why a smaller tank is not always easier. You have a smaller body of water, changes as far as water chemistry are going to happen a lot faster, and it just is really a lot easier to start off with a little bit bigger tank. So I will definitely do some more updates on this tank in the future as it kind of grows and matures. It's nice to see things coloring out. We may leave some of this stuff in here. We may take some things out, swap a few things, move some things around. So this is definitely not a finished product yet, but definitely happy with the progression that this tank has made in the last couple of weeks. And as I said, we will keep you updated on this one and some of our other displays. Need the orange filter for this one, but this one's really kind of hitting its stride. This one we've done a little bit of remodeling on lately. So definitely have a lot to show you guys, as well as the giant 1,000-gallon there in the background, which is now wet and has a few inhabitants and is on its way to becoming a reef tank as well. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, put them down there, or excuse me, if you have any questions, put them down there in the comments below, and I will see you on the next video.